All right, guys, like the video title says, well, first of all, welcome to our YouTube channel. Like the video title says, we are going to see if we can make a proper travel case for your e-bike battery. Why? Because we've searched and searched and searched and we couldn't find what we want. Either the dimensions are wrong, or they have an opening both sides, or one side, or this or that. Let me just break it down to you. We couldn't find any nice, suitable, compatible carrying case for our Cowboy e-bike battery or the Villeretti Ace 2 battery. So this is how we carry them around when we have to. But of course, what you see happening is this. They start to look a little bit banged up, which is not something that you want for many reasons. Least of all, they cost around 500 euros each. So you really want to be very, very careful with your battery. Plus, you do not want to bang them too much because it can be dangerous. So, plus you do not want to be carrying them around when it's raining outside. Our lifestyle is such so that sometimes we have to carry the batteries from our home to the place where we store our e-bikes. Maybe that's not something that's a very important thing for you to motivate you, but to us, it's the main reason why we have to come up with something for these batteries, because there's always going to be traveling with the e-bike batteries between our home and the place where we store them, because we live very small in the city center of Amsterdam. We literally have no space for storing bikes within our apartments. Just a little back story for you that always helps to understand the use of what we're doing in this video. Nay? Miko is trying. Miko wants to sit on my lap. But I'm busy, Miko. I'm busy. Buzz off. I'm busy. Just do what Luna does. Look, there's Luna. Luna is the sweetest, most peaceful pussycat I've ever seen. But he's completely the opposite. He always likes chaos, just like me when I was a kid. So, let's take them out. There they are. Okay. So this is mine. This is the Cowboy e-bike battery, and this is Mike's, the Villeretti Ace 2. As you can see, they're not exactly the same size, but roughly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the length and then the width. If you have to, then just measure the width of the biggest one. Yeah, just to make it easy on yourself. The width, and I think that's it. Yeah, you can make it snug, but just not too snug. So for that, I'm using the canvas water rain resistant fabric, as you can hear. Plus it's really durable. It's really durable fabric. It's canvas, specially made, to be water resistant. But I'm also gonna do this, I think we call it an inlay, not really sure how you call this in English, but on the inside of the bag, I'm gonna make it a little bit cushiony with this fabric. See, this fabric. Because otherwise you're gonna still end up with your batteries banging all over the place. If you happen to walk, outside through the door or along a wall or whatever. So you want to give it something. You want to give it something to give it a little cushiony effect around it to protect it really, really well. For that, I got this fabric. It has 3 layers, as you can see. Yeah. So let's start, guys. Let's start and let's see what we can come up with. Guys, so when you measure the width, always start with what's sticking out. That's gonna decide your width, right? Not from here, but the part that's sticking out further the most. Same thing goes for the length, not just from here, but from this point, because that's the highest point. So when you do that, you're gonna end up with roughly 50 centimeters in the length, and then about 9 centimeters in the width, and that should be enough because I took the you know, the length of this one because this one is the biggest, and I took the width of that one because that one is the most wide. So the length of this one, the width of that one. Of course, if you don't have a Valoretti that you also have to consider making something for, you can just have this one, you know, and do the measurement for this one. But I want to do something for the two, and I don't want to be keeping, you know, checking every now when I grab something when we're on the way out, which one is yours, or so. Just something that will fit the two, specifically in our case. So about 50 centimeters like this and 9 centimeters like that. So that's what I will be working with. Yeah, and then of course you have to consider, for those of you that are like me still new to sewing, you have to consider, like, of course, how much fabric you're going to need to be able to wrap it around and actually create a case. So guys, when you measure all around to give you more like how much fabric you're going to need, you're going to end up with, well, the, you know, the length is the length, but then the width, you're going to end up with 25, and just to be safe, 30 centimeters. So I'm gonna take a piece of fabric of 50 by 30 centimeters, so that when we stitch it together all around, you create a case that, you know, will fit this thing. So yeah, there it is. Always work with safe measurements. So 50 to be safe, 55, and then 25, and to be safe for the width to be safe, 30 centimeters. So let's cut some fabric. Miko, what are you doing?
He needs to eat grass now.
Now, right now.
I understand that, of course.
Yeah.
He needs to do it now.
Now, right now. So they have this thing where exactly when we start mopping the house, they need to poop or pee. And when you're busy here, that's exactly when they need to do this. That's for you. So there's the first square. I have more than enough to work with. See, it's going to be all wrapped around it, and it overlaps, which means I have more than enough to work with, even if you make some mistakes during sewing. There it is. So I went for 60 eventually, 60 in the length and then 31 in the width. So when it comes to determining how much I need, or how I'm going to measure this or cut this, you know, the second layer that we'll be sewing on the inside, because it's a very big, large piece of fabric, this is the easiest way. Just lay it on top and just cut around it. That's what I'm gonna do. Guys, for this, don't be lazy as I am. Use your pins to pin the black thing on the white fabric that we're gonna be using as isolation. That's how I'm gonna call it. As a cushiony part of the case. Just use it after you lay the black part on top. Just pin it down with these pins. Honestly, that's how you guarantee yourself that you will be ending cutting, you know, the right measurements. Otherwise, because this moves a lot around, and so I didn't do it for this, but I'm gonna do it from now on. So yeah, there we have it. Now we're gonna sew this together and turn it into a case. Yeah, I hope I didn't chew more than I can, bit off more than I can chew. Is that how you say it? So guys, a little change of plans. So instead of doing just one layer of the water resistance fabric, and then this inside, I'm gonna do a sandwich. I'm gonna do 2 layers of the water resistance fabric with that in the middle, because I'm worried that, you know, after a while, when the battery keeps going in and out, in and out, in and out, this might start to wear and tear this fabric, because it is a relatively soft fabric. So I'm gonna reinforce it with this layer on the inside that hopefully won't give the battery any chance to, you know, cling on it. It's just gonna slide along and then go inside, if you guys know what I mean. So yeah, so what we're gonna do sandwich. So I'm gonna stitch all of this together and then come back to you. So once you have made your sandwich, all 3 layers, line them up, and then put them under there, and then stick the needle in there at the beginning as soon as you can to give you something, and then, you know, align the rest of it at this side that you're going to be working on, that you're going to be stitching. So guys, when you come to a point where not all 3 of them necessarily align perfectly together, like this, see this one is sticking out, the middle one, what you can do is make sure that you stitch and stop stitching before you reach the end. Yeah, just stop stitching at a safe distance where all 3 of them are still aligned, and then pivot there, turn around, and then start going this way. That way, everything that's still sticking out, you can just cut it off, and that way you solve the problem. But at least then they will be stitched together really well, you know, there where they're still aligned together, if you guys know what I mean. So yeah, so for me, this is where I'm gonna stop. Yeah, while the needle is still in there, I'm gonna pivot, see, whoop, and start working on this side. And then in this case, it doesn't matter that this one is sticking out because I'm gonna cut it off. That's all excess fabric at this point, so doesn't matter. Just stay on the safe side. Make sure that the good side that will be leading is the side that's still on them all 3 of them. And keep checking whether they're still aligned, whether where you stitch is still the area where all 3 of them is aligned on top of one another, piled up. So guys, there it is. See the excessive fabric, I cut it off, and then working on the handle. This is on the inside, just a piece of fabric of the same canvas, and just sew it on there like this. Go like this, and then do the X thing. It's supposed to give more strength, and just let it dangle like this. Always keep it on the to the outside. Make sure that it's always to the outside. I'm gonna do the same thing, then on the other side. Yeah. So how long should this be? I don't know. Maybe about, maybe about 60, maybe about 120. So one piece of 60, one piece of 60. And just do the one end of that piece on this side, the other end on that side. And then flip them when the case is ready, and then we're gonna sew them together to make a handle, make something that you can carry over your shoulder or even on your back. Guys, eventually make like a wrap and just leave the opening here open and just sew the whole thing together. Also, before you do that, first do this for the hole so that you have a little thingy. You can use a little rope to close it. So make sure that you make a hole here for the... Oh my God, I closed the hole. All right, I'm gonna find something for the... No worries, I'm gonna make little hole, poke a little hole here for the little rope to go through it. It's gonna be fine. And then just turn it inside out or outside in, inside out. Just take your time because it's a little bit snug. Guys, there it is. Look. See? So I must admit, by the way, what you see is not dirt. This is a really antique table, and because we have the cats jumping on and off, we clean it every day and the whole thing. We do not want it to wear it out, so this is plastic. Anyway, plastic on top of it. So yeah, there it is. There's the case. I really, really love how it turned out. Exactly how I wanted it to be, and it has a nice cushion effect inside, like I showed you. Yeah, so it's really better to use 2 pieces of the same fabric, and then in between that isolation material. I don't know how to call it in English. So that really gives you that feeling that you have something around your battery to protect it from banging against walls or whatever. So it really is nice. Although I must admit that it's snug for Mike's battery. So the measurements that I gave you are mainly are for the Cowboy e-bike battery, but for Mike's battery, the Villorete Ace 2, I'm gonna make it at least 10 centimeters bigger. So mine was 60. I went for safe 60 by something. Don't remember. Look at the video. You guys are watching the video, which is okay. But to be on the safe side, if you want something that's not too snug, just keep it at 70 centimeters by 70 centimeters by 40. 70 centimeters by 40. Yeah, it does sound a lot, but you are giving in a lot of fabric back when you start to sew because it's really thick because you stuff it. You make the sandwich effect that I showed you, the sandwich that we made. That takes some of the space inside once you start to wrap it around to close it, to make it like a sleeve. That takes some space. So although it seems a lot, eventually you're gonna need a little bit more space than I showed you in the beginning of the video. Otherwise, it's gonna be too snug. Again, for the Cowboy e-bike battery, it's perfect. Comes in and out very easily. But Mike's battery goes in, but it needs help to come out. It does come out, but it needs help. So there it is, guys. When you can't find something on the internet, don't give yourself a handicap and accept that. Go make whatever you can, at least when you can. In this case, this was doable, so yeah. So we had a different choice. Love it. Look, it's really nice. It's classy. It's black. Goes with everything. And I just had it on my back and it really feels nice. Feels nice, so I'm happy. Happy with the end result. Yeah, of course, I could have worked on this to make it different, but I don't want to waste too much fabric. So this will have to do. This is what it is. I hope this will help you to get an idea, at least of how things can turn out. If you do not know how to sew, beg your mom or your neighbor, someone you know, and give him a bouquet of flower afterwards. All right, this is it. Good luck. You can do it. The kind of sewing machine that I'm using is this one. It's Brother. It does deliver. Before this, we had the Singer, and I went for the Singer that was supposed to be able to even sew your jeans. But from the start, from the unboxing, it had a lot of troubles. Always gave me a headache. So just go for the household name. Although Singer is a household name, of course, too. But I don't know, for some reason.
You had a Monday morning machine.
I had a Monday morning machine, yeah. Just go for the Brother. This model. And it's the Brother CS70S. Is that it? Wow, a lot of glare. There it is. There it is. Always works, thank God. I don't want to jinx it. Please don't jinx it while watching this video. Don't jinx it for me. And have a good day. Don't forget to subscribe, share, do all that, and keep coming back. All right, bye-bye. Say bye, Mike.
Bye, Mike.
If you're wondering what Mike is doing behind me, Mike is completely in a different project that has to do with Chris.
In a totally different world.
Completely different world. This is the only hint that we can give you. You have to come back around Christmas to see it fully assembled. And it plays music. It's really cute.
It plays music as well, and it has a remote.
And it has a very cute vintage, remote, look at that. With the atomic star thingy. That's what I've learned so far. All right, take good care.
Bye.
So, for Mike, for the Villorete Ace 2, I went with 60 by 40. 60 by 40.